what a weekend for the Ferret. Jonny Clayton wins the Masters and with it the last spot in the Premier League. Just how big could this be for Clayton's career?
Oh, it's already massive. And I can't recall, because it would have been a few years ago, whether I said it on this show, if I just said it on social media to other people, but I know I've said it. I probably did say it on this show at some point. The only person who's surprised with how good Jonny Clayton can be and is Jonny Clayton. And once he is able to, and this I'm talking now a couple of years ago, once he's able to get that confidence that he's as good as he is, he'll be not necessarily unstoppable, but truly among the elite in the game. And we've seen year on and year in, year out as well, how he's improved and gotten more confident that he is as good as he shows. The biggest flashes for the longest time were those matches on television against Michael van Gerwen. And I think that gave him confidence. Well, I can do this against the world number one, and win or lose, I'm playing at or near the level of the world number one. Why? I know I can do that any other day. And it's taken some time, but now he has. And he was the best player this weekend. He might have been barely inside the top 20 in the world, but he was the world number one in terms of performances over the course of the weekend. The only person who was comparable was, in fact, the world number one Gerwyn Price. He deserved to win that title. And now that he knows not just can he play at that for a given match or given floor event or even a European Tour event, he's won a couple of those, but that he could do it on television in what is considered a major. And really, when you look back to the World Cup, now has done it twice in majors, it's going to help him take that next step and do it in a ranking major. And even if not in a ranking major, in the Premier League, not necessarily win one, but be a legitimate contender in those. We saw at the back, I saw last year making a couple of ranking semifinals. Of course, we saw a few years ago when he had that big breakthrough in Minehead in the Players' Championship final, getting to the final where he lost 11-2. He was a little ahead of himself then. If he made it to the final, the Players' Championship final now, he would not be ahead of himself. He'd be playing at the level he's capable of and that he now knows he's capable of performing at. As I said, for the longest time, the only person who didn't know Jonny Clayton was this good was Jonny Clayton. Now he knows he is that good, and that's going to make a big difference. Whether or not it's his only major he ever wins, it will not be the last time he's in contention, and it will not be the last time this year. He is a force, and deservedly a force in the Premier League now.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, and the numbers from the weekend, they really do speak for themselves, don't they? 102.66 tournament average. He had the most 180s out of everyone. The checkout percentage around 46-47%. And just looking into game by game how he got to that title, he performed superbly across the whole weekend. And I don't think anyone can begrudge him picking up that title at the end of the weekend and getting that last spot in the Premier League. But just want to touch on the last leg deciders that he had. He was the first player ever to win 3 last leg deciders in one Masters. Then he goes and makes it 4 last leg deciders, and these are against the world-class players. You look at the route that he's had at the weekend. His first round against Jose de Souza, last leg 12 data on throw, 130 checkout. The second round against Michael van Gerwen, 14 data on throw, and in that leg 2 180s. The bottle that he showed across the whole 3 days in Milton Keynes was world-class. That's the only way I can describe what he did, and even breaking the Michael van Gerwen curse that we saw during 2020, which he actually started 12 months ago when he beat Michael in the Masters last year and then went out next round. We saw that happen countless times last year, but he goes and beats James Wade 9-6 down, runs off legs in 12, 15, 11 and 12 to win that game, and the record in a best of 19 for checkout percentage, 91%, and then you add in the other double attempts that he had as well, 12 out of 14, and then going into the final session, beating Peter Wright, the defending champion, with 104 average, beating him again in a last leg decider on throw. Then in the final, had to come back from 5-3 down, runs off 6 legs in a row, and averages 104 in one of the biggest games of your career. And okay, they said that both players didn't know that whoever won that final was going to be in the Premier League, but I think both of them could have had a fair stab that whoever won that final was going to get in the Premier League, because there was a lot of pressure on him. And yeah, we'll see where he goes from here. As you say, he's now won a singles title on TV for the first time. He's now in the Premier League. He'll be looking to push back into that top 16 now during the rest of the year and see if he can go any further. But there are a lot of players now in that top 20 looking earlier today, 14 out of the top 20 have won a TV title of some sorts during their PDC career. So there's more players now than ever that are capable of getting over that winning line. So he's proved it to himself. 150 to 1 before the start of the tournament. There's no way his odds are going to be that big again for a very long time. He'll go into 2021 now full of confidence that this isn't just a one-off and that he can challenge for these big titles during the rest of the year as well.